If you don't have a credit card, you are throwing money away. So today I'm going to talk about why I think you need a credit card, and I want to kind of explain a couple misconceptions behind credit, and I kind of want to go over the basics of how a credit card works, just because I found that myself personally, I didn't really know how credit cards work, and I thought they were a bad thing. I found this with my friends as well, just because when we were in high school, we learned through Dave Ramsey, and Dave Ramsey hates credit cards. He advises that no one get a credit card. He says credit cards are evil. And he's not completely wrong. If not used properly and in the wrong hands, credit cards could be really bad. So I do want to make one disclaimer. If you are bad with money, if you have bad money habits, you don't think you can control yourself, please do not get a credit card. Credit cards are super powerful in the right hands and when used properly, but when used improperly, they can be really bad for you. Just really quickly, I'm going to give you some tips on how to use them properly. So I personally, the way that I use a credit card, I use it as if it were a debit card, meaning every time I put a charge on that card, I pay it off instantly. Now, of course, it takes a few days to show up onto your account or your balance, but what you should do is just check your account every single day. If there's a balance on your credit card, pay it off. Pay it off, pay it off, pay it off. Use a credit card as if it was a debit card. Only spend money that you have and pay it off first thing. I'll make an entire video about what impacts your credit and how to improve your credit score. But one of the biggest things is utilization. Utilization has a very high impact on your credit score. Utilization is basically how much of your spend limit you use. Basically, if you are given a spend limit on a credit card of $1,000, if you use $900 on that credit card and it goes to your statement, you will have 90% utilization. And this is very bad. Most people recommend you should have less than 10% utilization. I would say less than 5, maybe even less than 3. I personally, because I use it like a debit card, I always have 0 utilization. And some people might think, well, if you have 0 utilization, how do you get any credit? How does your credit score go up? Some people will say that it won't. The thing is, I have always had 0 utilization. For 2 years, I've had 0 utilization, and my credit score is near upper 700s. It's not a perfect score. Now, maybe you do need to have 1 or 2% utilization to get a perfect score. I personally don't believe so, but you can get a good score with 0 utilization. It's possible. So, big disclaimer, if you are bad with money, use it like a debit card, pay it off every single day. Now, I want to cover a little misconception that I have had and that I found my friends to have. One thing I always thought was that credit cards charge interest on every single charge. So I thought every time you use a credit card, you go to the store and buy a candy bar, I thought credit cards would charge interest on that. So I never wanted a credit card because of this. I thought they just charged interest. I didn't understand how it worked. And the thing is, credit cards only charge interest on late payments. Let's say you spend $100 on your credit card, and then at the beginning of the next month, you get your statement and you have a balance of $100. You now have until the next month to pay that balance down. Let's say the next month comes, bill is due, and you owe $100, but you only have $50. Let's say you only can pay down $50 on that. You will now have a late payment and you will be charged super high interest on that remaining balance. So it's super important that you pay off your balance, but interest will only be charged on late payments. So just keep that in mind. If you always have a balance of 0, you're always paying it off, you'll never pay any interest. So that's just one thing you need to know. So I'm just editing and I want to quickly rephrase what I just said because I didn't say it very correctly. So when you have a statement and your balance is, say, $100, you'll usually have a minimum payment of at least maybe $35. And so it doesn't matter how high your balance is, your minimum payment is usually like $30, $35. And so you have to pay at least that $35. If you don't pay that $35, then you will have a late payment and you'll be added on a late fee, which will be $30 to $40, plus your balance will incur interest on top of that. And so not only that, your credit score will go down because you'll have a late payment, your utilization could be high, so it's just not good. Anyways, I just had to fix what I said because I didn't say it really correctly. So let's get back to the video. Now I want to get into the reasons why you need to have a credit card. So the very last reason is by far my favorite. Make sure you stick to the end. First reason why I think you need to have a credit card is because of the cash back. So if you are using a debit card or even cash to pay for stuff, you're throwing money away. Most credit cards have at very least 1% cash back, some upwards to 2% or 5% cash back. Now, 1% is not huge. It's not gonna make you rich, but consider this. If you spend $10,000 in a year, 1% is $100. So that's a free $100 just for doing normal spending. If you use debit cards or if you use cash, you're not getting anything back. So credit cards get you cash back. 1% isn't huge, but it's pretty nice. 2%, that's pretty good. 5%, that's crazy. Some cards have 5%, like the Chase Freedom. Cashback is huge. It's just free money. You might as well be getting it. I haven't used a debit card myself in over 2 years. Every time I make a purchase, I get money back. The second reason is because it's safer. Credit cards are safer from fraud. So here's an example. Let's say you have your debit card stolen and someone charges $5,000 on that debit card. And maybe you only have $5,000 in your bank. You know, they spend every last dime. Now all of a sudden you're out of your money. It's completely gone. It's gonna be really difficult to get that money back and it's gonna take some time. Now, if you have a credit card and your credit card gets stolen, that's not your money that's stolen. You still have all your money in your account. It's the bank's money that was stolen. The bank will do whatever they can to get that money back. Using a credit card is so much safer for fraud, protects your money, and it puts the bank's money at risk instead. Now, the third reason is because having a credit card builds credit. And now this is huge if you're gonna want to buy a house or maybe even just get a car loan. You know, credit is super important and you've got to get started early if you're gonna want to be able to do anything. For example, if you want to get a car loan, most banks require that you have at least 2 years of credit history before you can get a car loan, which, you know, that just takes time. And so if you get a credit card today, you start building that credit. The best time to plant a tree is 10 years ago. And the second best time is now. Same with credit. The best time to start your credit was 10 years ago, and the second best time is now. So if you don't have credit, get a credit card and get started. Building your credit gives you the opportunity to get the lowest interest rates, the lowest mortgage rates. It puts you in a much better situation financially and makes it much easier to be able to get your own house or a car or condo or whatever else. If you ever want to get some sort of loan, you're going to need credit. Now, having good credit is going to save you a lot of money by getting you the best interest rates. Building your credit, super important. Credit cards will help with that. Now, the very last reason, my favorite reason by far of why I think you should get a credit card is free travel. Now, I have a video that I'll link in the description, and it's the first 5 credit cards that I think you should get. And this video covers some of the very best credit cards. Now, a lot of credit cards have a sign-up bonus where if you just hit their spend limit, you get free points that can be used for travel or even just cash. One of my favorite cards is the Chase Sapphire Preferred. When you sign up for this card and hit their spend limit, you get 60,000 bonus points. And this is worth about $880 in travel rewards. So just for signing up and hitting that spend limit, you get $880 for free. This is easily my favorite part about credit cards. And there are several credit cards that are like this. You can just go every few months, sign up for a new credit card and get hundreds of dollars of travel for free. If you want to see some videos that explain how to hit that spend limit and how to get these rewards, comment down below, leave a like, and I'll get that video out for you. Let me know if you have any questions and just comment down below. I'm happy to help. I'm happy to answer them. I'll make a video for you. Just let me know. And thank you for watching this video.